experience through trauma is, and to survive and to have a recollection of what you experienced is a blessing.
Yeah.
I mean, come what may with physical things, because the physicality of it, this is your vehicle, you know?
Yeah.
It's made for wear and tear. That's what your body is.
Yeah.
But you are the soul, so you, in this lifetime, you are gifted this experience so you could educate on a higher frequency. But perhaps for whatever reason, based off of past experience, it hasn't been received well, so you withdraw and you try not to let it go. However, I feel like just us being brought into your life and being social media outlets of, in a sense, we could honestly all collaborate and consciously raise awareness. It's a purpose, right? At the end of the day, it's collective purposeness, because if people don't tune into that higher ability, that this isn't the only reality that there is, we could accomplish so much more. And we are in the age of awakening. There's so much more conscious people. It's happening every day. I talk to people, I go to take them for a walk in the woods. And I'm not trying to boost, but I'm telling you I do this. Like, I take people into the woods, they come out a couple hours later, and I'll get a message from them same night saying that I've changed their entire reality. Because I'm like, let me drop some knowledge on you.
I know those.
And like, I'm taking them into nature. So, you know, they're not anxious. There's nobody around. They're not tripping out. Like, what are people thinking? No, it's just about you, me, and the woods. That's all that's listening right now. You trees have heard it all, so let's talk.
They know. They know what's up.
It's I have to, like, you just gave me goosebumps.
Let me tell you something. I am a traveler. I don't know. I can't tell you all the ways that it happens, but somehow I am always somewhere. I feel like I am not attached to anyone or anything because I am my own entity. I move and I come and I go and I'm here and I give what I can, and then I have to give somewhere else. Like, that's my being, what I'm meant to do. And I'm an empath, so I'm a healer as well. Like, I can feel very deeply, and then I reciprocate that into, like, love. I'm like, okay, this is how deep you're hurting. Well, I have the same amount of depth, but I have it in love, so I'll give you that.
Empathize for it too. I can feel people's emotions sometimes.
So much pain in so many people, and like,
it could be misunderstood as ugly or evil too. Oftentimes, it's pain.
No, those are the people that I it's so funny, because in my experience, I personally have been attracted to the things that people find taboo or people find repulsive or they shy away from.
Absolutely.
I gravitate towards those people and those things, and I experience it for myself. So then I'm like, now I have the ability to talk about this, and actually, on the contrary, it isn't like that, because
you've been there and done it.
Now I know, and like, that's it. Like, I'm like, I just show up, and I somehow
present.
I'm always in the right place at the right time. At work, I was gonna go to like this women's circle, and then he was like, well, there's an orientation right now if you want to come to that job. And I was like, cool. Jumped in the car, showed up, walked in. She's like, oh, you're Samira. I'm like, okay, well, there's my introduction. Like, all right, I guess I'm exactly where I need to be.
The universe got your back.
Oh man.
That's an understatement. That's an understatement.
Far beyond. Like, I say that the universe works in my favor, and I say that with conviction. I mean exactly that. I saw that quote one day from my roommate. Believe that the universe is working in your favor. And it resonated with me. So I'm like, well, if that is your reality and that's what you truly believe, then who's to say it's not? I see shit anywhere. I can find meaning out of anything. This is it. This is all you have. Your past doesn't exist anymore. It's already, you can't go back. It's not tangible. And your future hasn't manifested itself yet. So all you can really do is control this. The Power of Now, Eckhart Tolle, my favorite book.
Just started reading that too.
Amazing. Oh my God. He'll drop some facts, and then he will write underneath, write what your mind is going to think, what your mind is going to say, and then you read it and you're like, holy shit, like that is exactly what I'm thinking. He's like, right, because that's your ego. And then he explains why you're thinking that, and then you'll think something else, and he'll write it all. You know, like, you're just like, whoa, man, like, it's insane to think that your ego is so predictable. But the best part of that book, my favorite part of that book, was when you separate from your ego and you realize that you are not your mind, right? And it teaches you how to do this step by step. But when you get to that point, your ego is an entity, right? It's its own energy, and it needs you to survive. So if you're not paying attention to it, all of a sudden you put baby in a corner, it starts to get aggressive. And the shit that your mind says to you, you realize why there have been so many negative occurrences in your life. You're like it'll say something, it'll pull on those insecurities.
Best friend and your worst enemy.
It'll stab you up, and you're like, holy, like you are vicious, and but the whole purpose is you're observing, right? You're not attaching, and you're not.
The trip is when people hear the word ego, they too often think like egotistical. They think it's a diss, but the ego is that piece of you that convinces you that you're separate from the rest of existence.
Yep.
You are in this box that is you, and everything around you is other. You're separate from the rest of life.
Yeah.
You're reminding me of something at work that's like that. Oh my gosh.
And that's the biggest joke too, because it's like separate, we're all on the same rock, came from the same source, we're all kind of doing the same thing in different ways. We're all trying to do what we think is best for us right now, controlled by this or that, desires here and there, inner child baggage, traumas, making you feel that this is necessary, that's necessary, this is better for me, that's better for me. It's funny because we already discovered the whole placebo effect.
Yeah.
And when people think that they're being healed, the fabric of reality will literally heal them, because the power of your mind and the vibrations you could activate are real, and it actually alters the fabric of reality. It's like the quantum physics. Like quantum physics came to the conclusion that when reality is looking at it, it's going to act different.
Yeah, absolutely.
Your consciousness.
Because you're paying attention to it, you're giving it energy.
Yeah.
Paying attention,
And your
observing
thoughts
is
are energy.
Yeah.
Your thoughts are energy. So that inner dialogue is important.
Oh my God, inner dialogue. I'm killing you with something. Recently, like very, very recently, that was something that I started changing, and oh my gosh, like the way that everything in the world around you changes when you change your inner dialogue. You realize what you're saying about yourself. You realize how you're referring to yourself, and you're telling yourself and what you believe. You're saying it out of your mouth, but you're paying attention now all of a sudden, and you're like, wait a second, I don't think that.
I don't think that. Do you ever think thoughts that you don't think?
Yeah.
I feel like that's very common.
I mean, that's not.
But here's the difference. It's funny because people often define themselves by the thoughts that make them feel
certain way.
Something, anything.
Yeah.
So if a thought is going to trigger you in a good or bad way, it defines you. So I could say I love dead babies, but that makes me feel nothing. I know that doesn't define me, but someone could say that and it could trigger something inside of them that makes them feel something, and that starts defining them, right?
Yeah.
And oftentimes too, people define.
Oh my God, am I sick? Is something wrong with me? Was it that one time that this happened? Like,
exactly.
You know, like no, it was just.
It's just a thing that you're attaching. It's like sitting on a couch for so long that you think you're the couch, right?
Yeah.
But oftentimes too, people define themselves by how they think other people define them. So little things that got to them growing up, that had nothing to do with them. It came from that other person's reality. That other person was not even like factoring in its real effect on you. It had nothing to do with you at all. But you could define yourself by those moments, and you start thinking you're things you're not. You create this whole fake ego that's not on your side, and you don't even realize it. So for the past 11 minutes I've been recording. We caught some fire, some magic. As soon as I clicked it, oh my God. This is why you trust your intuition. You follow your emotional guidance system, and you realize that you're manifesting every experience that you're walking into. What are the odds? And I'm just walking home with some work friends and start talking about this. Laurel.
Hey.
Welcome to the universe.
Oh, Laurel and Samira, everybody. Some woke folk.
Don't let your thoughts consume you.
Some woke folk. Some woke folk. Some woke folk.